Welcome to this month's watercolor painting demo. Today we're going to be doing a Thanksgiving watercolor, and we've got leaves, and you can leave the middle blank. Orange today, and so you'll want to make sure you have those colors, and then we'll go ahead and get started. We're going to start painting the first outline of the leaf. So we're going to start with this yellow leaf in this corner, and we're just going to paint a leaf shape in the corner. We'll be doing wet on wet to get some really nice, smooth, flowing leaf. Alright, once you have that pretty well wetted down, you can check it and make sure you like how far it's going. Now I'm going to blot a little bit out since I lifted it up, and then you will get your paintbrush wet and get some of your yellow paint. And we're going to start in the middle and work our way out because we're going to have it be a darker, richer yellow in the middle, and then a paler one on the outside. So I'm going to grab a little bit of a darker yellow and I'm mixing that in, getting all the way to the edges and pulling that up some. And I'm going to get my brush wet, and we're just going to keep mixing it out. And then at the edges, I'm going to start making little ridges like this on both sides, just to give it some nice shape. Alright, so that should be what your first leaf looks like. Just has some nice shape. You can go in and make it darker, change up the color some if you want. And that's our first leaf. And now we're going to move on to our second leaf, and for this one, make sure that you don't accidentally touch the water onto the leaf you painted up first, because that'll make the colors bleed and blend, which is not what we're looking for. For this next one, we're going to do a slightly different shape. We're going to be doing that second one, which looks more like that. We're going to paint a very similar shape. And again, make sure, try not to touch the leaf you have next to it, because that'll mess it up. And you don't have to paint the whole leaf shape with the water, just do the main part, and then you can extend it some when you actually go to paint it, because you don't want to add more water than you have showing. Alright, and so for this one, we're going to start with that darker yellow. And we're going to paint that in. We're going to start at the bottom like we did last time. You can see how the paint nicely spreads out there, and we're going to move out. Remember to keep the shape. Dip my brush in the water and just keep moving out. And then we're going to come in and grab some brown. We're going to add the brown here and in the middle. So you might want to go ahead and get some more water and just spread that out. Get some more brown. Add some more water. And then you might add a little bit more yellow here to get a nice rich brown and yellow. And if you feel like the shape is looking a little off, you can always take your paper towel and dip it in a little bit of water and just come in and blot a couple times to try and remove some of that shape. Get it more what you're looking for. And then go back in and paint it. Alright, so we have our first two leaves done. Now we're going to move on to the next leaf. And this one's going to be a brown leaf. So you can see what that looks like. So again, start with just straight water. And this one you will want to be careful you don't accidentally put too much water on it in a different shape from what you're looking for. So you can come in and add some of those extending arms later. And then we're going to start with the brown this time. We're going to start at the bottom. And remember not to get too close to the leaf next to it. Some different tones. And you can see there we've got our brown one. I'm going to paint in your leaf shape, just a similar round one. This one's going to be a lighter yellow, so we're just going to use the light yellow and not the orange yellow. And we're just going to paint that on. Do some more ridges again. And we'll tilt it down slightly to try and get the edges lighter. And you can use some water just to kind of paint and guide it down. Alright, and there's our yellow one. Got a little bit of bleeding between the leaves. If that happens, you can just go in and try and fix it with some more color. Alright, and then we've got our red one in the corner, so we're going to get that spot wet. Remember not to get too close to your other leaf. And we're not going to worry too much about going out because this one sticks out a good bit. So we're going to work with red. We're going to take our red, our lighter red, and we're going to mix that together. And we'll start at the bottom. Just mix that in, bring it out, and then we'll add these little ridges to it. And we're going to go in and take the darker red. We're going to add that too along the bottom. Just to give it some nice color variation between the two reds. Take the brush off, get some of the lighter oranger red, and mix that in. Alright, and now we have the top level painted. So we're going to go ahead and get the lower one painted. We'll start in this left corner, and we're going to be doing that leaf in the far left hand corner. So that's the shape you're going to be painting. And have 3 arms. Now that that upper yellow one has dried a little bit, the light one, we're just going to get a little bit more of the yellow and add it here at the bottom. And then we're going to come in and we're going to start with and then we're going to get some red. We'll go with the darker red. We're going to add that in. You're just going to do the little ridges as you go down. And we'll do that on the side too. Moving your brush along to add little ridges. And then we're going to pick up some more yellow. And we're going to start mixing that in with the red. Get a nice orange. And we'll get a little bit more of the red. Clean your brush off for this middle section. And then some more yellow. Alright, and there's your corner leaf. See, we've got light yellow and then an orange and then red. And then next we're going to do the yellow leaf. So we'll paint that shape, and remember to carefully try and avoid painting water on the leaf shape that you just did. And we'll start off with the orange or yellow. Start at the bottom there. We'll clean our brush off and do the lighter yellow. And now we have our yellow leaf. And you can use your paper towel to catch any drips. And next we're going to do this orange and red leaf. We'll get our water first. And we're going to start with the lighter red. And then we'll get some of the darker yellow. I think we need a little bit more water there. And just do that one. Get a nice mix between the yellow and the red. And we have our red and orange leaf. And we'll use our water and paint a small brown leaf right next to it. So we'll be doing that small brown one. You'll just pick up the brown, start at the base, get a little bit of water, and then move it out. And that's what that one will look like. Shape will be this one. We'll be doing a yellow and orange one for that one. So first we'll paint our leaf shape with water, being careful not to touch the brown, the small brown one next to it. And we'll start off with the darker orange. Always being careful around that other leaf shape. And then we'll get some of the brown and do those crinkled edges. And there's our final leaf shape. So now we've painted all the leaves. We've got our upper set, we've got our lower set, and we'll just put in a few berries. So we're going to start up top, and we're just going to do 3 round circles, the larger one at the end, and then a slightly smaller one, and then the smallest one. So we'll be doing that one up top. Larger, slightly smaller, and then smallest. And we'll just use the lighter red for that. And once we've got those 3 berries, we'll do the next 3. And you can see those right there in between the yellow and the brown leaf. So again, large dot at the bottom, and then a slightly smaller one, and then the smallest. And we'll get our red paint. Paint them red. And then we'll do the ones at the bottom. You can see there on the left hand side and on the right hand side. So we'll do the one on the left hand side first. One big dot, one smaller dot, and one smallest dot. And then we'll do the one on the opposite side, between the yellow and the brown. Then we'll just use water and do a big dot, smaller dot, and the smallest dot. And then you'll get your brown paint. Of the berries, and that's just going to be a long brown stem. And there you go. You have your berries, you have your stems, you have your top layer of leaves and your bottom layer of leaves. And you can see how you've got lots of colors and variations and just a pretty Thanksgiving color. You can go in and fix up anything you want to at this moment. Take that spot right there and just blend that a little bit more. I might sharpen up right here a little bit. And then you can leave it blank or write whatever you want. I've got Happy Thanksgiving on mine, so I'm just going to go ahead and paint that in. Feel free to use your paintbrush or to use a pencil or a pen or a Sharpie, whatever feels easiest to you. And I'm going to start off with Thanksgiving. And I'm going to just start off by putting the T right about here. Get some more paint ready. And then I'm going to do mine all the uppercase letters for Thanksgiving. and make a mistake, which I just did because I left out the K in Thanksgiving, and just stir it on my S. Dip your paper towel in water and gently blot it up. Then I'm just going to do kind of a cursive happy on the top, and all in lowercase letters. And there we go. You've got your Happy Thanksgiving. Got our letter, our leaves, we've got our words, we've got our berries. We hope you all have a happy Thanksgiving and that you've enjoyed this month's watercolor demo. Have a nice day.